My brother was here the other day. He had his Subaru up here. The outcome on the work that he did on the front end came out great. He helped me get the Pinto up on here. He is, I don't know why I'm doing this stuff. He's a certified automotive and diesel master mechanic. So, you know, he does cars. I'm a certified airframe and power plant aircraft mechanic. My dad wanted one of each, so he drew straws. No, I'm kidding. We were very successful in the two careers that we have. I've got this Pinto up here because I couldn't get the airplane through the garage door. That's supposed to be funny. Okay, so here we go. Get up on here. Inside here, this was very remnant of my 73 Mustang that I used to drive. Got the little shift column. It was an automatic also. And it was a Mustang. This is a Pinto. But for the era, this is what you would see. This is back in the day, man. This was the shit. In a good way. So it's got 3 gauge. It's got 3 lights. It's got an engine light, seatbelt light, and a alternator light, and brake light. So the check engine light, I'd rather have it a little more than just, check your engine. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to develop a way to do it, but I want that light to come on if I lose oil pressure or if my engine overtemps. And it's a light switch. Let's not get too technical. Basically, it's switch on, switch off. And then I'm also going to have oil pressure, engine temperature, and the state of my alternator gauges in here. Because if you lose oil pressure, you want to know now. You don't want to be like, oh, look at my gauge, I lost oil pressure. You want to know right away. So that's why I want that light to mean 2 things. Oil pressure or over temp. Both you want to know about right away. And gauges are great, but if you're driving and you can drive and stare at the gauges at the same time, good luck. Because the time it takes for a light to turn from red to green and you don't have oil pressure, that's not good. That could be just enough time to trash your motor or engine here. Okay, so same vehicle, really nothing changed other than you get a little better view. So, all right. So let's look at this. You got a nice, the tank's a little rusty, but she looks solid. Look at that, it came with a muffler. And this muffler's gonna look great in the recycling bin. So anyway, the leaves look decent. The emergency cable does work. Because when me and the wife had to get the car pushed in the shop, I used it to hold the car brake so it didn't roll away from us. Here's the rear end differential. When we talk about this car being strapped, let's talk about this. This is, now you get to see it. So this is a thin plate of steel, and it is actually welded to that, which is welded to your frame. And so for a 4-cylinder, they did both sides, of course. So for a 4-cylinder, the torque that's created on your rear end from a normal 4-cylinder engine, a unibody's fine. But if we're talking about a 302, we want We don't want this body flexing from all that torque that's coming off of that 302. So that's why we strap it. And that rear end should be fine as long as you're not doing drag races and stuff. That'll work for a 302. I'm not worried about it. Up here we've got our little shifter. It's still, they left that in the car. I've still got the speedometer cable. They left probably some other stuff I'm gonna have to research and figure out where some of this is. That's probably a temperature gauge. It could be anything really, but it's needs better shape. So it's got a cross member here. This is the drive shaft for steering. And you know, I'm gonna back all the way out of here. Let me get out this way here. So here we go. It's in really nice shape. There's a couple of, see that hose hanging down here, and then that hose up there. Those go into the car, your car, and there's a fan over here that help defrost and heat your car. This is non-AC, but power steering is provided. We will have power steering, which can be really nice. It looks like it's in great shape. If not, don't worry about it. It's an easy replace, and we'll see where it's at. Anyway, me and my brother were talking about this car and what it all means to have something, you know, this age or era. And so it had, we know what this is now. This is for the electronic system. This is Spark, so DuraSpark. And these vacuum lines, which never going back on the motor, that engine, that 302, this is all that stuff that made your car fuel efficient back in the 70s or wherever this car was pulled out of. Yeah, so that's not all going back. That's not that worried about it. So I like working on old cars. I just saved these just for if I ever need the connections for something. But that vacuum system's not going back in. Anyway.